take us through a typical night, a random Thursday night at the Meadowlands Arena in New Jersey. Take us from when you get to the building to when you get back to your hotel room.
Well, the first time, if you work like a big show, like you said, Meadowland or Madison Square Garden, everything, or any big show, or any show regularly, because at night time, we were running like 3 towns a night.
Right.
And most of them were all big show too. But the thing is, what we're doing first, you got to make sure the talent's going to come. The agent comes in there around like maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, make sure everything is okay. The ring is there, is ready, the dressing room and neat for the guys to come in, and then go check the box office to know how much is the advance of the show, thing like that, and then after that, you wait for the guys to come in. You work the lineup first. You call the office, they tell you what to do. You call the office, they give you a lineup. You have the right to change it a little bit or not, at some point. Probably not the big Madison Square Garden, because Vince was always there too. He's the one who was making it. He's in charge. When Vince was there, you do what Vince said, Okay. But all the other show, then we were all the boys on the road and the other agent. That's what we were doing, call the office, get all the stuff together. Who's going to be there? Then something happened and one guy would be missing. We'll find out right there. The guy missed his flight and so. Then what the hell are we going to do, because you got a crowd there. It's sold out. Sometimes you got 10,000 people.
Yeah, sure.
Well, if the guy is 400 and instead it's one of the main event is not showing up, it goes right down on your
if it's a main event, yeah.
A lot of stressing thing like that, and you were trying to fix something that with the announcer, the ring announcer, and tell him, that what we're going to do, and try to make him longer, because there's still another chance that the guy is going to make it.
Come late or something.
You never know, because the guy's on the road, all year round. It's not 10 days a month or 10 days a year. It's almost 300 days a year in a row. It was not easy. But very interesting though. Like I said earlier, I said it's not a dull moment in doing that job.
Yeah. So you're there, you've got the guys showing up, maybe some are late. Based on that fact that some of them may be late, are you now changing the order of the show? Are you ordering, let's start with that. Are you ordering the show yourself, or does that come from Stanford also?
Well, I thought you have to call Stanford, at the time, especially at the time when you were in Greenwich. I'm talking about the beginning in '84.
That's true. Okay.
That was not in Stanford. It was in Greenwich, but we had to call Vince. Vince, like I said, is in charge. Even if he's in the office, Vince knows what is going on in there. And if the agent don't tell him, the boys themselves are going to tell him. Then you have to to take everything, the whole package together, and when you call, you got to tell him exactly what's going on. Now he's going to tell him, but I would say wait a little bit and get the ring announcer, tell him make an announcement that, for instance, Rene Goulet is not going to be there that night, or he's late, is going to be there, but then we change the lineup like this. That's how he did it.
When you would have to replace somebody, when somebody's late and it looks like they're not going to make it, or they call and say didn't make the plane, are there guys available locally that you can get on the phone, or how did that work when you had to do a replacement?
No, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. Take the guys, local guys who are in the town. No, I never. Not a show when it was a big, when it's the people, pay good money to go see.
Yeah.
They want to see those guys.
Sure.
And what you do, you work something like you're going to take a single match, and instead of keep it single, you're going to making a tag team match.
Okay.
Stuff like that. It'll happen a few times, but it's a problem.
What? Well, the nature of travel, yeah, sure. Guys get hung up and tied up, especially when it started to expand and you guys were on planes every day. It must have been very difficult to coordinate those schedules. When you would travel as an agent, Who did you travel with? Did you travel with the other boys? Or
Well, you know, the agent today in the wrestling business is not like it was like 30 years ago. You know, everybody lived different places. One guy can live in New York, one live in Charlotte, one live in Atlanta, one live in California. See, then everybody has the tickets, the plane tickets. The office gave you the plane tickets to fly in. For me, I was flying out of Charlotte, and in my last 10 years as an agent, I was working with Strongbow, Jay Strongbow.
Mm-hmm.
Then he lived in Atlanta. Then we got on the phone. Jay was flying from Atlanta to the town. When we make an arrangement, when we get to the town, I rent the car, and then we go. Sometimes we fly into Dallas, for instance. But we had to go maybe 30, 40 miles outside of Dallas for a small town and rent a car and go there. Or if Dallas was running, there was a show, pick him up at the airport, go check in hotel. From there, at the time when I was working with him, he was in charge of the show. I was doing the other end, you know, and but help him, you know, doing the work with the boy, because he has to go to the talent. And they said, hey, tonight you guys doing this, doing that, you know, from the order from the office, you know. And but that part was not hard. It was easy, you know.
But did you
it's just when it
mostly-
was missing someone.
Did you stay with the other agents mostly when you traveled?
Oh,
or
yeah,
would you be
yeah.
put in the car with one of the workers, or was that
No,
considered to be
The two agents, we travel together all the time. You know, we travel because first of all, we get in the building at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're the last one to leave. Like maybe it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock sometime. You know, there want nobody to want to wait for you there. See, that's.
What do you have to do after the card? What are your responsibilities after the show's over?
After the card, you got to call and make a report. Both agent, one agent make a report about the talents, what's going on, what the guys was doing, if they did some if you have any problem with the fan, you know, the wrestling fan. Sometimes you know somebody touch you, the guys in there, and it's a lot of things involved in it. And for me, go to the box office and just report how much that the assistance was, you know, like if we got 10,000, 5,000, or 15,000 people, and the amount of money that was, you know, the gross and the net, and you give them all that. And if I see any other stuff was going on and things like that, and if something happened in the dressing room that, you know, like the other guys, the other agent forget to mention, I put that on my report too. You know, but you have to do that every night. I mean, it's not an easy job.
Were you handling any of the money from the box office?
Now, because some of the boys they want some advance money. You know, you have at the time. I don't know how it is now, but the guys was we had the right. They had the right to get $200 a night advance money, because the guys on the road every day, they need expense money. You know, not everybody wants to put in on a credit card or thing like that, but that's what it was, you know. And that was about it there. And then to make sure that that we had the next date for that building there, coming back, you know, thing like that.
How far in advance would you book another day?
Well, you know, because now it's changed so much. It's completely different. Now they probably go to a town maybe once every 2 years.
Yeah, but you were there monthly.
At the beginning, sometime, But even because the World Wrestling Federation was expanding, they were going all over the country too. Don't get me wrong. Now I'm a few steps more than when I first started as an agent. Now I'm talking about when Vince was in charge of the whole thing, and then going all over the country, you know, even all over the world, you know. Then, but they had a date, like for instance, we go to Atlanta, Georgia, you know. Okay, then we're going to come back in 3 months or something like that. Then you make an announcement, you know, and you could mention maybe a couple of matches that you have, even if it was 3 months, but you wouldn't put the main event, you know, anything like that yet, you know. Because you do the rest with the promo, you know.
I remember in the Garden, in particular, what they used to do was they'd always announce before the last match. Finkel would always announce the following month's card. Sometimes they had the entire lineup that he would announce for 4 weeks from tonight.
For the Madison Square Garden. Yeah.
So, how far in advance before that night? I'm talking about the night where you're standing there and he's doing the announcement. Is the following month's determined, or is it done that night?
No, it's not done that night. It's been done in the office, the booking and all that,
Okay.
But they really know, for instance, if this guy was wrestling against the other guy, if they're going to return, maybe they have a return next
Right.
month. And they put, but even then that night they will mention that, Sometime they will, sometime they won't.
Okay, I got
You
you.
know.
Tell me how your job as a road agent is different between a spot show in, some high school gym versus the
Yeah.
Boston Garden.
Yeah, the small, every show we had to do the same thing, same thing. It doesn't matter if you had 3,000 people, if you had 10,000 people, the show had to be run the same way for both of us. It was no tell the guys, don't stay in your, don't do nothing or what it is.
Right.
Now that was like, business is business. Doesn't matter. Because you're going to come back in this place, and when you want to come back there, you want to have a crowd coming back with you.
Sure.
If you go up there and you got a lousy show,
Yeah.
man, people say, hey, you're not gonna see me next time. That's what
Right.
it was.
Were there always 2 agents per show?
At the time, well, no, we started to have 2 agents per show. Exactly, I can't remember exactly, but I was like. After one WrestleMania, I can't remember which one was it. That's why they decided to put 2 agents together, because everything was getting so big,
Yeah.
that there was one guy cannot handle that by himself.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't handle that because it was too much work, and you have to take care of it. You go crazy, man, and because that's what that. And Vince would say, okay, me. Then he put me with Strongbow. At the time, they had Jim Myers and Tony Garea work together.
Mm-hmm.
They had. Ebner and Jack Lanzo worked together.
Okay.
They're different. Jack Lanzo and Ebner was working mainly the West Coast, and Strongbow one other part, maybe here the East Coast, and Tony and the other guys were working another part of the country. That's the way it was. But it was a well-run business. I didn't, as far I should say that I got a lot of experience coming out of that. Not only from the wrestling, but to manage anything, and
Yeah.
it gives you a lot a good background to tell you that, Because like I said, I mentioned, you come into the building, you got 40 guys, and sometimes we had some guys that,
We'll get to them. We'll talk about them.
But now today, I've been to a match a couple of times in Charlotte. It's completely different. They got the agent and everything right now and all that. But it's a different story than when I was an agent and Strongbow and all that. Now that's a different era now.
Yeah.
Now that's,
It's more like showbiz.
Wall Street.
Right, yeah.